Hello Aries, this is your May forecast. The biggest challenge for you this month is going to be how to stay patient and peaceful while things go along at their own pace and perhaps not at the pace that you would like them to go at. We've got Mars, your ruler, retrograde until June 30th. We've also got Mercury retrograde until the 23rd of this month. So the best thing I can suggest to you, Aries, is to say don't start big new projects during this time. You can complete projects, it's wonderful for doing that. But starting anything new that's serious, that's important to you, I would delay it until the end of June, if at all possible. It is a good time, however, with Mars retrograde, to redouble your efforts at something. So if you've been working at something and maybe it's not quite turning out the way you had hoped, now would be a good time to put in a little extra effort. Now that doesn't mean pushing it too much, because I know Aries, you're the first sign in the zodiac, you're often very competitive and you like to be first. This month, it's a time really just to reassess and reevaluate everything in your life. And if you can do that and know that the synchronicity of the universe is working in your favor no matter what, and that sometimes other pieces have to come together in their own time and not necessarily in your time, then this month can be a wonderful one for you, because we've got a lot of activity happening in your second house of money, finance, shining a light in this area. Venus is here until almost the end of the month, so Venus there could bring you some good fortune financially, maybe a gift, maybe you buy yourself something that you like. I would also say that with Mercury retrograde until the 23rd of the month, also in the money house, keep your receipts, keep any warranties, because you might want to take it back again when Mercury goes direct. Now, Mercury retrograde in this second house is wonderful for renegotiating a deal, renegotiating something, maybe a job, a situation. And it can also mean that something actually comes to fruition during this time. So maybe you've been working on something financial, maybe it's your own business, developing an idea or a service. During the Mercury retrograde, it can actually happen for you. The other thing to remember, Mercury retrograde, I love this in the second house, you might find some money. You might just come across it in the street, or just find some in a pocket that you'd lost for a long time and you suddenly just find it. I've had that happen to me quite a few times with Mercury retrograde in that second house. It's also shining a light, especially as on the 6th of May, we've got a new moon in that house as well, Aries. So new beginnings for you financially, new opportunities, new possibilities. Good time for you to see yourself, your value. The second house is the house of self-esteem. So it's really shining a light on you here and saying, Aries, are you valuing yourself enough? Yes, are you valuing who you are, what you give, what you're about? Because that too enhances the amount of money you can make, how you make money more easily. If you value yourself and your services and what you do, then this area of your life should really come easily to you. If you're not valuing yourself and you're feeling as though you're not good enough, not this enough, not that enough, well, chances are then the financial area may be a little bit challenging for you. So this new moon is giving you a wonderful opportunity to refresh and to reboot your whole attitude to money and finance. Now, Mars retrograde here until the 29th of June, along with Saturn in your 9th house. So really this is a good time really to look at your spiritual direction. Yes, look at how you get meaning from your life, how you really feel as though what is important to you. Do you need to study something new? This would be a great time to consider and to look at various courses and things you might like to study. It's also a great time to decide to teach something, or maybe publish something, publish some material, some writing. It's a wonderful, wonderful month or two for anything connected with writing and publishing and getting information out far and wide. It's also a good time for learning a new language. For those of you wanting to learn a language, this is a great time for doing it. This month is the month. Now on the 21st of May we've got the Sun coming into your third house, and on the 25th Venus comes into this third house. So second and third houses, big focus this month. Sun and Venus in that third house, great time again for learning, but also for doing something social, for doing something nice, meeting people maybe who live in your neighborhood, your area. And it would also be an excellent time for any kind of blogging, for getting, again, it's this information out there stuff that seems to be coming through very strongly for you this month, Aries. Very good month for any kind of social networking, promoting, selling, really, really good for anything like that. And on the 21st of May, we've got a full moon happening in Sagittarius, along with Mars and Saturn in your 9th house. Full moon here, shining a light on anything to do with, maybe could be a completion of an exam or a qualification that you've needed to get. It could be a legal situation coming to fruition or completion. It could also be travel plans that you've got. You want to go on a long trip somewhere. Those two come to a completion. You start to get a picture of where you're going to be going, and the plans really start to come together. You might not necessarily be going during May, especially with the Mars retrograde, but the plans and everywhere and what you're thinking about begin to start to come together. Maybe you meet people, or maybe you connect with somebody from overseas and you say, yes, we're going to meet and we're going to do it in August or September, when a lot of this energy has moved, when the Mars retrograde at least has moved on. The main thing to keep in mind with the Mars retrograde is if you do have to buy something mechanical, just make sure it's checked over really, really carefully before you actually part with your money. Because Mars retrograde, it's a tendency for things often to break down during this time. So if you can keep that in mind, if you can keep in mind that the planets are retrograde, so they're moving backwards, and if you are pushing by wanting to move forward too quickly, that's when you're going to get yourself in trouble. But if you can just relax and say, hey, you know, I'm going to take rests in between tasks. I'm going to use my time in a gentler way. I'm not going to push myself quite so much. I will do something, and then when I complete something, I'm going to take a little break. Even if that's only 5 minutes, you will be honouring the retrograde action that's happening in the planets, and you'll make your life so much easier, so much more enjoyable, and you get a whole lot more done. Don't forget Uranus is in your sign, so you are, many of you, still in the process of reinventing yourself, freeing yourself from old patterns. Maybe it's in relationships, maybe it's with family. You're releasing yourself, you're freeing yourself, and it is important to continue to take more risks. Don't forget, risks bring excitement into your life. So that's very important for you, Aries. So there you have it. It's an interesting month ahead. I wish you a great month. Thank you for commenting, sharing and subscribing. Bye for now.